Susu, Hanakamana. How was my Simlish? Was it good? Probably not. Hi and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a shell challenge, and let's be honest, we all love a shell challenge, don't we? We love the creativity, we love seeing what everyone comes up with, we love that it brings all different players together in a collaboration, turning a shell into a masterpiece. But I gotta tell you, this particular shell challenge I found to be so difficult. It made me so angry because when I did the floor plan, I struggled for so long completing it. I can't even put it in this video because it's so long, me trying to figure out how to do it. So basically just added an extra hour onto this video and that's probably how long it took me to make the floor plan. But anyway, let's check it out. This is the Tricky Shell Challenge by Kate Emerald, and shout out to Kate Emerald, who is an amazing builder. This was a very, very difficult shell challenge indeed, because look at all the different platforms. Oh my gosh. There's a lot going on here. There's 3 levels. There's a basement, a middle level, and the second level. So let's, without further ado, just jump into it and see what we can create from this. Okay, so when I first got this shell, I was thinking, right, what are we gonna do with this? Are we going to go modern, or are we going to go traditional? What kind of home is this going to be? And for me, I thought this looked like a kind of classic mansion, a little bit dated, like maybe a 90s kind of mansion, think Clueless, Prince of Bel-Air type of thing in Beverly Hills. And I thought that would be really, really cool. But I was actually live streaming on Twitch whilst I started this shell challenge, and I didn't finish it whilst live streaming. I pretty much got to the floor plan and had a meltdown and then went offline. But chat was saying, oh, you should do a modern build. And for a little while I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's go modern for a little while. And, I started trying to impress chat. I wasn't going with what I thought would be best. And we went through this stage of me just putting in all of this random fencing, trying to see what it would look like if it was a modern build. And, I got to a point where I was like, I really don't like how this is looking. I don't have a clear vision for this. And that's when I told chat, I said, I'm sorry, I can't make this into a modern mansion. We have to make it into a classic one. And thank goodness chat was very supportive about that and said, you do you, Deli. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be changing from this kind of modern vibe in a little while to something more traditional looking. And I'm quite happy with how this turned out. And as a builder, I don't use the terrain tool very often. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge terrain tool user. And I actually think it's because I never feel like the surrounding landscape in our worlds really are convincing enough for me to believe this lot could have lots of terrain on it. Does that make sense? Basically, just to put it plainly, everything's flat around the lots. So I don't want to use the terrain tool because it looks like it's just randomly all hilly there. So that's really why I don't use it that much. And because of that, when I see and am given a build like this with a whole heap of terrain, I'm kind of like overwhelmed and I kind of love it. I'm like, wow, this is like nothing I've ever built before and this is gonna look so cool. So I have to say, I really, really enjoyed the Kate Emerald's shell. Initially, I thought it was really fantastic and I loved the fact that there was so much creative terrain use as well. And at first we were going to put a pool in this house and I decided that I would rather have the front door where the pool was. And I didn't feel like you would want to walk past a pool to get to the front door. There's a few safety issues there, if you know what I mean. If it's not fully fenced, it just didn't seem quite right. So that pool's going to be turned into a little fountain. And I believe I may have cheated because I actually turn the pool into a fountain and make it smaller, which technically I think does go against the shell challenge rules. So I think that's the only thing we slipped up on. In terms of packs, I didn't have any restrictions on that. I used a little bit of custom content, I think, in the kitchen cabinets. I'm really into using custom content for kitchen cabinets at the moment just because I'm not feeling the base game ones. And right now there are some insane kitchen cabinets available that are Max's Match for download by talented CC creators. So I'm actually going to review one tomorrow or the next day probably to show you guys another pack that I really like. But for this build, in the description down below, I have got links to the custom content I used in this. So I believe it's just the kitchen, it's a few pot plants, and one dresser in a room. So if you don't have the custom content, you don't want the custom content, but you want to download this, go ahead. It won't download into your game off the gallery. You'll just need to put in the kitchen yourself with some different counters and replace a couple of the pot plants and the dresser. So yeah, that's basically all I used. But yeah, I really feel like we're missing out on counters. And I know why we don't get quote unquote many counters. It feels like we don't get many. It's because counters aren't like one asset. It's not like one chair in the game, because the counters have the extra menu where it can be like corner pieces or inner pieces, and every single one of those pieces is a separate asset. So when there's a game pack or expansion pack released, those items will take up the opportunity to have other items within that pack's budget of items, if that makes sense. And that took me a while to understand. So, I mean, I just hope that they do give us more counters, because I just feel like we don't have any nicely textured counters at the moment. I feel like a lot of the counters, especially in base game, just kind of look like flat color, almost like, I don't know, a plastic counter kind of thing. The base game ones. So apart from the industrial wood ones, those ones are epic. I love those counters. But yeah, basically I'm trying to say, if you see me using a lot of custom content counters, I'm sorry, but I need them right now. Okay. I just do. I'm in isolation. I'm in stage 4 lockdown. I need my custom content counters, okay? So yeah, that's what I've been doing. But anyway, now we're figuring out how this home is going to look like, kind of like a classic mansion. It's almost a little bit small to be a mansion, I think. Like, it's kind of, once you see the floor plan, it was actually really hard to fit in a lot of rooms, or not even a lot of rooms, all the essential rooms, to figure out where the dining room, the kitchen, and the lounge room went, and a staircase to get upstairs and downstairs. That was actually a real challenge, and it'll probably look really easy in this, but it took me so long to figure out. I even asked James to help me, and he couldn't figure it out. So that says a lot, I think. And then downstairs in the basement area, we're going to turn one room down there into like a butler's room. But you could definitely have like a teen sim living down there, or just like a guest room, or I don't know, another adult sim to stay there. Or maybe if you want to make it really saucy, the couple who live here have like a mistress living with them, or a pool boy one of them's having an affair with, who stay in the basement. You know, you could make it pretty saucy. Wherever there's big money, there's big drama, is what I like to say. So yeah, this house is coming together really nicely. And I loved this idea of having like a peachy colored exterior. So not pink, peachy. I don't know, I felt like it gave like a 90s Bel Air mansion vibe, having that peachy color with the white accents. I thought that was really nice. And it also took us a little while to figure out what windows to use as well, particularly because the wall heights, the shortest wall height, I wasn't sure if I was allowed to change the wall height, but the middle wall I did change to the second wall height, just so we could have a front door that was a little bit more dramatic. So for the other levels, I figured that the best windows to use would be from Discover University, because they do have like a classic Renaissance look to them. And then for most of the doors, we're going to go with, I think they're called like French doors. They're just like the classic ones from Get to Work that are quite pretty. I really wish that there were some matching windows to these doors, because I find I like to use them a lot, but they don't really go with many of the windows very well, and they're always a little bit short because they only come in one size. But I do like those doors. They're nice. So here we are figuring out the front door, and this is initially where I thought the front door would go. And I think the best thing I did was actually move the front door to the other wall, because it was never gonna work having the front door on that side with the floor plan. At least I couldn't figure it out. I do think a lot of you guys should give this shell challenge a go though. I think this is such a good shell to work on. And I would love to know how you go with it, but I thought it was really hard. And here we are just putting in the fountain. So I am making it a little bit skinnier. I think technically with the rules, you're not meant to do this, but I did it. I did it. So I might be cancelled now. Cancel me if you have to. I will wear it on the chin. Wear it on the chin? I think I'm getting the saying wearing your heart on your sleeve muddled up with copping it on the chin. That's what happened. Just there. But yeah, I did try for a little while. And yeah, now we're just trying out the different windows. University or Discover University, I thought the windows were so random in this pack, the windows and doors. We got so many of them. And they just, usually in packs, you kind of have a sense of unity in the aesthetic direction of different items. Sometimes there's a couple of directions, like there might be more modern things and then more, I don't know, old-fashioned things in some packs. But generally the direction's pretty similar across all the items. But in University, I felt like we got some random windows and doors, like the ones with wood around them. I don't understand. And then we got all of these ones that are more, I mean, they do suit the university historic building vibe, I suppose. But combined with all the other windows and doors, I was like, this is a hot mess. But these windows, I think, do work really nicely on this building. And I love the fencing. I think the fencing works really well here, as well as those like window balcony things that you can put on the wall in wall decorations. And then this is the part where I cut the footage, because in that part was me figuring out the floor plan, and it took me forever to figure it out. It took me so long. But the front door is on the other side now, which you'll see in a little while. Anyway, first of all, we're working on the kitchen. These are the counters that I was telling you about that are custom content. I think they're really, really nice. I'm actually going to just now tell you who is responsible for creating them. Ravasheen on Tumblr, shout out to you. It's the Simmer Down Kitchen Counter Set. And it comes in a lot of beautiful pastel colors. And then there is a creator who also did a recolor of it and has added like beautiful timber styles to it as well. So I thought that was really, really cool that there's been a bit of a collaborative effort on that one. But I just used the original ones in this. And I really wanted to find the wooden counter version. I'll see if I can link it as well anyway, because it just is cool. CC wood. Let me see if that brings up the other kind of counters. Oh, Ravasheen also did the bunk bed? Huh. Wow, there's been a lot of like bunk beds going around at the moment too, which are really impressive. I really gotta check out more of these bunk beds. Absolutely. Anyway, so that's pretty cool. But these pieces are just so well made. Like, these creators are seriously next level. And y'all know me. I like to have max match content, meaning that the aesthetic of different items need to match the game flawlessly, as if the game could have shipped with that content in it. That's what I really, really like to look for in custom content, and I feel like these counters do that perfectly. The RVSN recolor was made by Olamisade. I'm just doing a little bit of research here. I should definitely put this below. No, it's really not coming up for me right now. I'll try and check it after the video. But anyway, for this kitchen, I wanted it to just be not old-fashioned, because I feel like whoever lives here, the Sims have a lot of money, so I feel like they'd be able to afford to redo their kitchen. So it's kind of like borderline a modern contemporary kitchen that also fits the older school style of the building. Like it's still got that eggshell color. And we do actually, I just remembered, use some flooring that is really, really cool. Some wooden flooring that I love by Peacemaker. So we're gonna have that soon, which I've also put in the description down below, because I was going for this dark flooring. I feel like when I do more classic mansion builds, I always go for the dark wood. And I wanted to have a lighter wood, but I felt like all the lighter wood tones in the game looked a little more like not good enough for a mansion. So I really wanted a flooring that looked a little more posh, I suppose. So that's why I decided to use a custom content flooring, which I'll show you, which I absolutely adore. I think it's called parquet flooring? Parquet flooring. I think it's spelled as parquet, but I call it parquet. Yeah. And then I was kind of playing with the idea of maybe having a bar there, but in the end I was like, no, let's just have a beautiful piano. We have this gorgeous sitting area. We're going with more of an earthy brown tone in this room for now. And then the lounge room that we're going to have next door, we go with a green color, which I really like as well. This dining table, I forget which pack that came from. Oh, so it was these dining chairs that I was like, you know what? I want that color flooring. So that's what inspired this flooring. Or herringbone flooring. I don't know what it's called, but I like it. So those dining chairs, I was like, yes, this is perfect. So I guess the mansion's had a bit of a facelift recently. It is a little more contemporary looking in some ways. And this fireplace, I was going with the contemporary theme with that. And in the end, I decided that, you know what, I want an older school looking fireplace, something more classic to go with the architecture of the building. So I will actually change that fireplace out in just a second. We're using Strangerville windows next to the fireplace because I wanted something tall and thin to really let that natural light seep in. And I love the fact that this rug matches that wall color really, really nicely. So at first I was playing with the idea of having all of the couches be white, and it felt a little cold to me. So we are going to turn them into, like, again, the pinky eggshell color, pinky coral color, not coral, I don't know, that color. Okay, fine, it's pink, it's a light pink. Because I thought the pink and the green went well together. And it just, I don't know, it gives me Beverly Hills vibes. I'm not very familiar with Beverly Hills. I really don't. I watched for sure The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, so that's kind of, I guess this is a Lisa Vanderpump kind of color palette, if you know her off the show. And that's what inspired it. So basically, yeah, that's what's been happening. And I also changed the lights here to the giraffe lights that I think came in. Oh gosh, where'd they come in? They didn't come and Get Famous, did they? Was it Vintage Glamour they came in? I don't know, but we're gonna change them to these like giraffe lights, which I think are really extra. So we're going to have them soon. We're putting a couple of paintings on the walls. I wanted to use some custom content mirrors that are basically just mirrors put in the EA EA base game frames. And I decided not to do that because I didn't want to make the list of custom content too large. So we just keep the base game pictures. This is the plant pot that I use that I've also listed in custom content. So that is from the Kishen pack by Harry. Very good pack. I definitely think the Kishen pack is a good one to have, as well as bathroom. Great counters, actually. Speaking of really nice kitchen counters, there's a good set in that. And then the dining room, we're just gonna put some lights around here. make sure it all looks fitted. I think once you start putting wall lights in a build, it really comes to life. It looks a little bit more realistic too. And then I feel like in every mansion, they always have this console table behind the couch. So I had to put that in as well. And then because we do have a lot of seating areas, I wanted to brighten up the exterior by having lots of flowers everywhere. These beautiful flowers from the Romantic Garden stuff pack are perfect for mansion builds. I was also tempted to put the canopy of roses as well, but I refrained from doing that. We love this sculpture of just random lady sculpture. I feel like I want to get like a sculpture of myself and put it in my family home one day, and or make like a fountain out of my body cast. Because that would just be really funny, I think. And then people would think you're actually being serious. But I wouldn't be. It would be a joke. Or would it? Maybe I'll get to a stage in life where I just want to celebrate the human body. And I just think it's beautiful. And it's a full-on serious sculpture. So if you come to my house, I'll be very offended if you laugh at it. Nah, I don't think I'll do that. So, yeah. This is kind of coming together now. It is I think it's a mansion-esque. It's kind of like a mini mansion. And there's going to be a master bedroom and 2 single bedrooms. And then of course the butler's bedroom downstairs, which I just did that bit off camera, but we'll have a tour of the home in a little while. So you guys can see all the rooms in their finest glory. And then down here's a gym, because I feel like if we're making a mini mansion, we gotta have a gym downstairs. And if this wasn't a shell challenge, I probably would have extended the balcony opposite the gym into a pool, but I figured that's kind of against the rules. But yeah, I would have extended that balcony if possible. Or is that too close to the edge of the lot? It might have had to be a different balcony. And then over here, this is going to be the master bedroom upstairs. So every bedroom does have an ensuite, which is very nice. I couldn't fit in wardrobes for every room, like fitted in wardrobes, but we definitely have dressers in every room. And at first I thought it would be really fun to do like a yellow themed bedroom. So we kind of go with this theme for a little while. And in the end, I just decided it didn't look bougie enough. It wasn't really working, and I didn't like these side tables with the bed. I try a couple of beds, I think. So we're gonna change it up in just a little while. We gotta be patient because it takes me a little while to actually get the colors right. But I felt like this bed was a little more bougie looking, and I liked that it had the goldy, or I don't know if that's like a champagne gold color around the bed or if it's like a light timber. It just went with the flooring better, so I decided to use that. And I think it's a cute looking room. And there's a bathroom. I finished the bathrooms off screen just because I find bathrooms a bit boring, so we'll look at those once we go through the tour of the mansion as well. One thing I didn't put in every room was curtains, because I just felt like I didn't have the curtains that I wanted for my build. A lot of the curtains don't really fit all the windows in the game, and I get that that's a very difficult thing to provide players with, because you ship a window in, say, cats and dogs with a curtain that goes with that window, but then if you want to use that window in a different kind of build that doesn't suit that Hamptons aesthetic or that curtain aesthetic, there's no other curtains that really work with it. There might be, but there might not be. So I feel like it would have been cool to have some kind of buy mode curtain tool put in the game where you could have just kind of stretched it over windows or something. I don't know. I feel like something like that probably would have worked better, because there would be a lot of curtains to fit every window in the game and give us different options and aesthetics as well. They'd look quite unbalanced, I think. And then I decided with this room, let's just go all out blue. So we still have that kind of goldy, champagne gold look around the bed, or the lighter wood tone, whichever it is, it's still there. But I just thought, you know what, let's just go all blue. Keep it calm. This room, I I mean, the bedrooms are quite small because I wanted to have en suites with every bedroom, which meant that the bedrooms had to be smaller. And the floor plan, it was just so hard. But I do like that every bedroom has balcony access. That seems really bougie and very kind of royal, I suppose, having a balcony on your bedroom. That's definitely a dream of mine. And the kids' bedrooms, I thought we would go really quite matchy with the color scheme. So, this is the one dresser we used just because it would fit in the corner nicely and not obstruct the door and be too thick. But that is a wardrobe from the Tiny Travelers pack, also by Harry. Great pack too for kids stuff. And I happen to just, for some reason, really like that wardrobe. So for this room, I was like, let's go yellow. And then I went through the stage of wanting it to be red. And then I think at the end, I changed it again. And then the other bedroom, we're going to make it like, pardon me, teal and purples, which I think it works. But in the end, I went for, let's just go classic pink bedroom. I mean, kind of typical for this kind of build, I guess, to have a girl's room that's pink. And then this room's a little less stereotypical, and it's like a tealy green color. I think you could have lots of different kinds of Sims suit this bedroom. And I wanted it to be easy for you to move a family in and not have to completely change both bedrooms if it doesn't suit the kids you have or the Sims you have. So hopefully this one's a little easier to just plonk into your game and make it fit with your Sim. The pink might be a little bit more difficult, but I liked the color scheme in this room. It was definitely inspired by this rug, which is one of my favorite rugs, just very simple. I like the pattern on it, and it's got a little bit of purple, it's got the teal in there. So we just go super duper matchy. And this definitely reminds me of a friend I had when I was really little. I think I've told you guys about this girl like a million times, but she lived in this gorgeous home. I'd go over to her house to play, and it was really big and amazing, unlike my house at all. And then she and her sisters, they all had bedrooms that had different color themes. So like hers was blue, another sister was green, another sister was pink, and another one was yellow. And I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. So I tend to sometimes do these matchy rooms for kids, and I think it's just because I think back to that memory. All right, so here is the finished build. I think it looks pretty convincing. It turned out cool. It's definitely not a kind of build I could have done without having had this shell challenge. It's definitely not my style of build. My game has been lagging a lot, and I think what does help it is deleting all notifications from my notification wall. That's cool. Now my computer doesn't lag. Anyway, let's get back into it. So this is our mansion. Let's just have a little look around. I've just put a random family in here. Very nice, lots of seating areas. The landscaping is very full, very lush depending on what season you're in. The door did change, so originally the front door was on the left. We used a Strangerville door. So we've got a nice outdoor seating table here. There's our very beautiful fountain that we kind of cheated putting in. And then this is our front door. I think the front door was from Realm of Magic. We walk straight into our lounge room with this older fireplace. Very nice. Quite clean, the giraffe lamps I was telling you about, a powder room in here, quite simple. No curtains, as I mentioned, because I just felt like no curtains really worked. And then this is the gorgeous dining room. This might be my favorite room in the house, actually. I love how there's like 3 doors here, the chandeliers, it's all very over the top and gorgeous. If we just go out of this door, you can go wander down to the patio and sit with the statue man. If you feel like it, you could totally do that. Going into the kitchen here, very nice. Actually, I probably should have put things on those shelves now that I can see them. Through here, we had another powder room. So there's a lot of powder rooms. It looks like one of my Sims is downstairs getting a dance workout in the gym. And I actually have been doing dance workouts recently. So they're clearly copying me. Nice gym area. Over here is the butler's room. Nice. And you'll be pleased to know that the butler does have their own bathroom. They do have some activities here, such as, well, one activity here. Two activities here. They have a TV and an easel, so they can have a good time when they're off work. And then if you come up the stairs and we go down the corridor here, to the left we have the pink bedroom. Bathroom is just through here. The bathroom ensuite. Very, very nice. There's also a balcony. Hello, there's a Sim here as well. Mama is sitting in the room that has a teal theme to it. Also love this. This seating area is pretty cool. I would love to have a balcony like that. We have a bathroom in here. Oh, there's more of the pastel counters that I really like that I use downstairs. So that's nice. It's nice. And then we can walk around the corner. Hey Dad, there is the master bedroom. It's not as fancy as it probably could have looked, but I still think it's a nice bedroom. And then they have, oh, in the bathtub, yeah, a nice bathroom in here too. So there you go, guys. Let me know what you thought of this build. Let me know if you would like to see more shell challenges or any other video requests. I hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world, and I'll speak to you soon. Dag dag!